Today, we're diving deep into the psychology of success. We're going to unlock the secrets behind what it really takes to achieve your goals, all based on decades of incredible research.
But let's just jump right in with a pretty wild thought. What if the most common ideas about success, the endless hustle, the idea that achievement automatically brings happiness, what if those are the very things holding you back?
First things first, we need to get on the same page. See, psychology kind of breaks success down into two big buckets. On one side, you've got objective success. That's all the measurable stuff, right? Your income, your job title, the things you can put on a resume. But on the other side, there's subjective success, and that's the internal stuff, that deep, personal feeling of fulfillment. The real magic, as we're about to see, happens when you figure out how to balance both.
So, for our first section, let's ask that big question. What is success really? We're going to peel back all those layers of wealth and fame to get at what it truly means to thrive.
Okay, so what actually fuels this whole engine of achievement? Before we can even get to the how-tos of success, we have to understand the fundamental why. We need to look at the core drivers of motivation that are pretty much hardwired into every single one of us.
And that brings us to this incredibly powerful framework called self-determination theory, or SDT for short. This isn't some fringe idea. It's one of the most robust, well-supported theories in psychology. And it has a simple but profound idea at its core. All humans are driven by 3 innate psychological needs. And when you satisfy them, motivation doesn't just show up, it absolutely ignites.
So what are these 3 needs? Well, here they are. First, there's autonomy. This is the need to feel like you're in the driver's seat of your own life, that you're making your own choices. Second, we have competence, which is that deeply satisfying feeling of mastering skills and getting better at things that matter to you. And finally, there's relatedness, the universal need to feel a real, genuine connection with other people. When you have these 3 things working together, you tap into a source of motivation that is powerful and, more importantly, sustainable.
All right, with that foundation in place, let's open up the psychological toolkit. I'm going to walk you through 3 essential, evidence-backed tools that you can literally start using on your own journey, like today. First up is the growth mindset, which comes from the brilliant work of Stanford psychologist Carol Dweck. At its heart, it's the simple belief that your abilities aren't carved in stone. There's something you can build and develop through dedication and using smart strategies. And this isn't just some feel-good mantra. It's a powerful mindset that reframes every single challenge into an opportunity to learn and get better. Next in our toolkit is grit, a concept made famous by researcher Angela Duckworth. Now, grit is this potent combination of 2 things: having a real passion for a long-term goal, and then having the stubborn perseverance to keep pushing through all the setbacks and failures along the way. You can think of it as the engine that keeps you chugging forward long after that initial spark of excitement is faded. And our third tool is self-efficacy. And listen, this one is absolutely critical. This isn't some vague general confidence. It's the very specific, targeted belief that you have what it takes to perform the exact actions needed to hit a particular goal. It's that quiet but firm inner voice that says, "Yeah, I can do this." And that voice is what turns a plan into a reality.
And if you're wondering just how much these tools matter in the real world, well, just take a look at this data. When researchers tried to predict college success, they found that a student's grit score was actually a stronger predictor of their GPA than their SAT or IQ scores. I mean, let that sink in. The takeaway here is profound. Your perseverance can often be a much greater asset than your perceived natural talent. Okay, now we are getting to a fascinating and really counterintuitive twist in this story. We're about to explore the relationship between success and well-being, and I promise you, it's probably not what you've been taught to believe. We all know the formula, right? We've heard it our whole lives. You work hard, you grind, you achieve success, and then, once you've done all that, you'll finally find happiness and well-being. It's the cultural script we've all been handed.
Yeah, well, it turns out that script is completely wrong.
This right here is a total paradigm shift. All this emerging psychological research is flipping that old script completely on its head. The groundbreaking finding is this: well-being isn't the result you get from success, it's a necessary precursor that leads to it.
So here's the new model. When you prioritize and build a foundation of well-being, you directly fuel the very tools you need for success. You boost your cognitive resources, you enhance your motivation, you build resilience. So put simply, well-being isn't the trophy you get at the finish line. It's the very platform you need to build to even get started. And that brings us to our final and maybe most important section. We're about to take a hammer to one of the most persistent and honestly, most damaging myths there is about achievement.
And that is the myth of the self-made individual. Oh man, we love this story, don't we? The lone hero conquering the mountain all by themselves. But according to basically all the psychological research, it's just that. It's a myth.
The reality is, success is always a social endeavor. It's built on a network of what we call social capital. It's accelerated by good mentorship. And critically, it absolutely requires psychological safety, that feeling of trust within a group that allows people to take risks. In fact, Google's famous study, Project Aristotle, found that psychological safety was the #1 predictor of team success. The truth is simple: no one succeeds alone.
So let's reframe this whole thing. Success isn't some final destination you arrive at. It's a dynamic, ongoing journey of continuous growth, a meaningful connection, and a personal well-being. And so the only question that really matters now is, what journey will you build?